Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Code Karen. Welcome to r/relationships advice, where we have 2 incredible stories with comments and updates. If you're new to this channel, a sub would be great. Let's jump to the stories. Our first story is, how should I react to husband suddenly Zoom calling his ex? Background, my husband and I have been together about 15 years. Lately, I feel like we've been growing apart. Nothing major, I just feel like he kind of forgets I exist. He's always working and I'm not really a priority to him, and now with the COVID, we're at home together all the time. He feels like we do spend time together, even though it's mostly watching TV at night or eating lunch over the sink together. This is not the first time I have sensed this distance between us. Current issue. My husband has remained good friends with his ex-girlfriend for probably 20 years, way before my time. I am not a huge fan of their friendship, but he insists on keeping it, so I just usually let it go because he doesn't listen or respect my opinion anyway. She's married and lives far away, so as far as I'm aware, they only interact on social media every now and then. Today at lunch, he told me that he was jumping on a Zoom call with her. As far as I know, this is the first time they've spoken face-to-face since they broke up 20 years ago. He has now been on this Zoom call for 2 hours and counting. Apparently, she also has this online conference thing she's hosting tonight, and he told me he's going to tune into that too. I also found out that she had a conference the night before last. That night, he was in his office working really late, but now I wonder if he attended that conference too, without telling me. I feel like I should talk to him about how I feel. But am I overreacting? At lunch, when he told me about today's Zoom call, he asked if it was okay with me, in kind of an annoyed tone, and I almost laughed out loud. Instead, I just shrugged and asked if what I thought even mattered. We both knew that he'd do whatever he wanted, whether I was okay with it or not. I know if I broach the subject, I'll just look like the tiresome, jealous wife. But am I justified here? I really can't tell anymore. Alexi's Clarity says, I think you're entitled to feel this way. Marriage, at least in my life, is an honest partnership. Maybe you can try and address the distance more and express to him that you're kind of feeling like your feelings and opinions do not matter. The best thing you could do for your marriage, and mainly yourself, is speak to your husband about how you're feeling. If he's not willing to listen to your feelings, then maybe you both will have to address a larger issue. Kimmy Sell says, he doesn't listen or respect my opinion anyway. This is the part that got me. Whether your husband is doing something harmless or not with his ex, at this point, I don't think it really matters. What's important is that it seems as though you feel unheard and neglected in this relationship in general, and that is a bad sign. What do you feel would happen if you opened up to your husband and let him know how you feel? Have you felt like this the whole relationship? From this post, it doesn't sound like there is anything jealous wife about your reactions or how you feel. You are reacting to something broken in your relationship. If it was healthy, it wouldn't matter who he spoke to. Emergency Hope says, yes, you have a right to be concerned. I find it inappropriate and also suspicious. All of a sudden, when things are down in the dumps and humps for you and him, COVID and all, his ex shows up. He may be using her as a crutch, and yes, a crush. Now for her, beware. Even though both of them are taken, it might be another chance for romance. I am not kidding. Keep an eye on your guy. I find his attitude disrespectful and hurtful to his wife. Update from OP. Just wanted to let everyone know that my husband was in fact cheating on me. He's been having an emotional affair with his ex that stretched over years. He confessed the day after I posted the original. We are now headed toward divorce after 15 good, well, I thought so anyway, years together. Trust your intuition. And to everyone who told me I was just not being confident enough or that I was being jealous, please go F yourselves. Thank you. Edit. Thank you to everyone for being so nice. It means so much. To answer a few questions. 1. He loves her and has said repeatedly that if forced to choose, he will choose her. So no, there is no reconciliation on the horizon. 2. An emotional affair means no physical contact, but an intimate emotional involvement with romantic intentions. 3. Yeah, I messaged the ex's husband with all the details and he read it. Apparently, he is fine with it because they are not splitting up. 4. She told my husband a couple weeks ago that she had longtime feelings for him, and after she said that, they started sexting, so it did have a sexual element. 5. They've been online pals in regular contact for at least 7 years, and he always refused to stop talking to her. Burn says, there's no way this won't taint your memories of your relationship, the good and the bad. But don't forget, you are the person you are today because of those experiences. So if you ever start to doubt yourself or feel like you've wasted that time, remember, he's the one that wasted it. You get to walk away from this knowing you chose to care for yourself. And he's always going to know that he messed up and that you know the real him. Keep your head high. It stinks, but you got this. Prison Schism says, I'm sorry this happened to you. I think the first red flag I saw in the original post, personally, was when you said he doesn't care about or respect your opinion. It took a long time for me to realize this, but someone who doesn't respect your feelings is not worth being with. The absolute least a person can do for their significant other is talk to them to find out why they feel the way they do and see what can be done to help. When it comes to the point of just saying, what I want doesn't matter, I think either therapy or separation is in order. Point Proven says, coming from a person who is unfaithful to his wife, there is a book called Not Just Friends that may help. I've been reading a lot of books on relationships and coping with infidelity. From my perspective, I tried empathizing and putting myself in my wife's shoes. It goes so much deeper than what I have time to put here, but I have learned so much about myself, my wife, and our relationship. I wish you the best, and I am sorry. You deserve so much better than what you got. Our second story is, should I tell my best friend that I'm going to start dating her ex-husband? I was best friends with Anna since we were 18 and in college. She married her now ex when she was 24, but left him 3 years ago to move in with her affair partner a few states away. They have 2 boys together, 8 and 6. Her ex, who I'll call Ben, got full custody, and Anna didn't really fight for the kids and was happy to just pay child support. She's only seen her boys less than 5 times since the divorce. I'm a full-time single mom with a son of my own who is 6. I'm a trust fund baby, so that's what supports us. I'm the godmother to both of Anna's boys. We all live in the same neighborhood, and their home is just a 5-minute walk away from our house. Ben works full-time, and sometimes he has to work late in the office, so I usually babysit the boys. I've been in their lives since they were born, so they've always been comfortable around me. My son and his sons are really close since they grew up together, and they are pretty much brothers at this point. It's a weird setup, but it works for us. I've had feelings for Ben for the longest time, but didn't act on it because I didn't want to ruin what we currently have. The divorce was hard on him too, and I didn't want to make things even more difficult. I don't do what I do for his family because I have feelings for him or anything. I genuinely love those 2 little boys. Last night, technically just a few hours ago, I dropped my son off at his house for a sleepover, and he insisted he walk me home. His mother was staying for a couple of weeks, so the boys had someone to watch over them. We took the longer 15-minute route and ended up talking, and he told me he has feelings for me, but was too afraid to say anything too. Well, long story short, we kissed, and now we're going on a date next Friday. It was magic. Now my question is, should I tell Anna? Will the split hurt our friendship? I'm still in contact with her, and we talk about 2 times a month or so. She's told me that she still loves Ben and misses her kids, and how much she regrets leaving for a richer man. Then she posts pictures of them all lovey-dovey somewhere overseas. She's been unstable for the last couple of years, which is why I remained in contact with her as her support system, but I sometimes consider cutting her off because she's toxic. Ben knows we still communicate, but he has told me he doesn't want to know anything about her and what she's up to. Should I give Anna a heads up and talk to her about it? Do I even owe her an explanation? I'm just afraid that she might go nuclear if she finds out and somehow involve the kids. Advice would be helpful. Thank you very much. Maverick Wildcat says, why are you friends with her again? She cheated on her husband, left him for a richer affair partner, pretty much ditched her children, and then has the audacity to say she loves her ex and misses her kids? How many times have you seen her in the last 3 years? She doesn't have any right to know just yet. Wait and see what develops with Ben, and then tell her. She will most likely try to sabotage your budding relationship when she finds out. You and Ben should be prepared for that. Good luck. Loomsy says, I'll be honest. I read the title and was ready to call you out for being a trashy friend. Exes pretty much should always be a no. However, in this situation, I say go for it. She's had an affair and essentially ditched her kids to go live it up. If she ends up losing it, then cut her out of your life. She sounds toxic anyway. Hope you have a good date. Serene says, date Ben, but I think you both should discuss what will happen when she finds out. She will use everything she knows about you to try to destroy your relationship with him. You've been friends since college. Any youthful indiscretions, wild parties, drug, alcohol use, relationships gone bad, she will dredge it all up and use it against you. Never mind if she was there with you, behaving the same, as college kids do everywhere, and never mind that you are now an adult with adult responsibilities and have left that all behind. So, talk to Ben about keeping this on the down low until you decide it is serious. Once it is, he should let his ex know, but be prepared for the vitriol. Knowing it is coming should help you prepare to ignore her. Hopefully, she won't try to change the custody arrangements out of spite, but those typically don't change unless there is a change in circumstances of the parents. Important. Both you and Ben should save any angry or threatening texts, emails, or voicemails in case you need to get a restraining order. Best of luck. Update from OP. Okay, so first of all, thank you for all the advice. I got a lot of mixed replies ranging from telling her, not telling her, or letting Ben tell her. So the day after I posted, I went to Ben's house to help the kids with their homeschooling, as always. Ben, his mom, and the kids all surprised me with a big breakfast, which was really lovely. After that, Ben's mom said that she'd help the kids for now, and Ben and I had a little talk about Anna. He told me he wants to tell her himself since he was the one who asked me out, and I agreed. Later in the day, I got an angry call from Anna calling me a man-stealer. What? And a bunch of nasty things. Apparently, since we were friends, Ben was supposed to be off limits. She told me how I stole the love of her life. I guess she wanted to come back after milking the new guy. I'm not very good at dealing with confrontation, so I just hung up, blocked her, and cried. I'm pretty sure the friendship is over at this point, and there's no going back. Ben later told me that when he told Anna, he got the same BS about how she still loved him, wanted to come home, etc. Then when he told her he was going to start dating me, her tone changed and she brought up fighting him for custody. Ben assured me he talked to his lawyers and it would be very unlikely that she'd win, especially since she's barely seen them since the divorce. It's also worth noting that Anna's new boyfriend is child-free, she told me, so I doubt he'd relish the thought of a couple of kids wreaking havoc in his fancy condo in the city. Friday's date was amazing. Ben took me out for a drive and we ended up having dinner on the beach with a meal that he and his mom cooked. Without boring you guys with too much detail, we're both into each other and have been for the longest time. 2 years for me, a year for him after he fully got over Anna. He always wanted to ask me out, but was too afraid to do so until his mom scared him by saying some other guy might snatch me up. Thanks to Ben's mom for the assist. We already have a pseudo-blended family thing going on. I mean, my son goes with his family when they go camping, fishing, and all the father-son stuff. Ben is pretty much the closest thing to a dad my son has ever had. We're definitely not rushing into things and have agreed that whatever happens between us stays between us. He's still going to be there for my son, and I'm definitely going to be there for his kids. Adjustment shouldn't be hard because we're always around each other anyway. I spend just as much time at his place as I do in my own home, lol. We both want the same things in life and are pretty much on the same page at the moment. I don't really want to put too much pressure on the relationship, but it does feel like it could be the real thing. I'm still sad about the situation with Anna and how our friendship ended, but trading a toxic friend for a loving boyfriend is something I would do any day of the week. I had to block her on all my social media, but I still get messages from some of my old friends asking me what is going on. They know Anna is a bit nuts. So it was a bit awkward having to explain the whole thing to a bunch of people. Overall, things are good. I may have lost a friend, but as many of you pointed out, She wasn't much of a friend anyway. I'm not sure when we're planning on telling the kids, but we already spend most holidays together, so there's no real rush if we wait. Any advice on this would be helpful, by the way. Again, thanks Reddit. I think I needed to hear how toxic Anna was that I needed to cut her off. As you guys said, it's none of her business now. Edit. Thank you guys so much for the kind responses and well wishes. Lots of people are telling me to update in the future, so maybe I might do so if the mods allow me to. Maybe when we get married? Still a lot to deal with regarding telling the kids and dealing with Anna, but Ben and I talked and I'm confident we can make it through. Leaking Vessel says, Anna reminds me of how my father acts around my mom. He cheated on her when the relationship grew cold, brought his affair into our house when they separated, but still got angry when my mom brought a boyfriend around one day. He still to this day resents my mother, but will always wish her a happy birthday. He said he would get back together for me, and still has love for her in his heart. Such disgusting behavior. They're the ones who can't get over anything, and drag in their exes and children, hurting them emotionally. You're definitely more of a mother figure to them than Anna. Keep being you. This outcome sounds fantastic. Chuck Rings Linger says, keep your eyes and ears open for any crap Anna might pull. She might not get custody, but that won't stop her from trying to make your lives difficult, either in court or socially. Also, it might be a good idea to keep the kids informed. I was raised by a single parent, and by keeping them in the dark until you're a full couple might be a sudden shock, and they might not understand. DeBulls508 says, so her explanation is, she divorced her husband, married a new guy, was going to try to milk him out of as much money as she could, and then come back. So she is perfectly willing to destroy two men's lives just so she can get whatever she wants. And now, she lost her husband and wants the kids. Not because she misses them, but just to hurt her ex. She sounds like a monster. You definitely sided with the right partner in that relationship. Also kind of funny she left her ex-husband because he didn't make much money. Then he marries her trust fund best friend. So now her husband will have the family he wanted with the money she always wanted. Basically, he is living the life she always wanted. Karma is a biatch. Good luck to you both and your kids.